Hello, this is my review of Crash Twinsanity for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. There is no major differences between each version. This game came out in 2004 and has become a favorite for many fans. Is it the funniest Crash game ever? Yes. The story takes place
3 years
after the wrath of Cortex. Cortex and Oka eventually get frozen and drift back to the islands. Cortex attempts to kill Crash again. He fails, and the two eventually meet up with two talking parrots from the 10th dimension calling themselves
the Evil Twins.
The twins claim to know Cortex and threaten to swap the goodness in this dimension and leave the worst things of every other dimension. Cortex and Crash must team up in order to stop them and save the world. I really like the character designs in this game. Most of them are some of my favorites in the series. Crash looks a bit more human than his previous designs, but has a more cartoony style. And you can't not love his smile. Cortex looks great in this game. Much better than his Wrath of Cortex design, which I really hate. Most designs are really similar to the original designs, but more detailed. At the same time, they all retain the cartoony style. The environments are obviously much bigger than ever before. And each of the hub worlds have their very own unique style. What's even more impressive is that each level within the hub world has its own unique style as well. You can tell that the developers ran out of time, as some environments near the end feel quite empty, not to mention the large amount of glitches. That doesn't stop the game getting boring at all. This game shows that you don't need super high graphics for a game to be beautiful. This is not only the funniest Crash game ever, it's also one of the funniest games I've ever played. Not many games can make you laugh out loud. Whether it's Cortex's witty dialogue, the expressions on a character's face, or just the situation you're put in, nothing feels out of place or forced. The music is all a cappella, and it definitely suits the style of the levels and the game in general. This game is the start of a new Cortex. While Lex Lang brings a different and more comical feel to the scientist, he shows he can still play the darker and evil side of him. You may prefer Clancy Brown's Cortex for the serious stuff, but Lex can definitely make you love the character.
Trust me.
The main new aspect of the game is the free roaming. This was originally the idea for Wrath of Cortex, until it was replaced with the on-rails version we know today. In the hub world there is so much to explore. The levels are a bit more linear, but still much bigger than ever. The free roaming aspect is definitely a welcome addition to the series, and I wish they'd continued this after Tag Team Racing. Crash has all the same moves from Crash 2, except there is no crouch jump because the double jump is there from the start. And there is now a long jump done by jumping after sliding. Crash's platforming is a bit average for a Crash game, and I find it annoying that a lot of tunnels which link parts of the level are taken up by these great conundrum places full of nitros that need blowing up. The first few levels and some in the Academy are the better of the platforming parts. As well as that there are areas, like the Duck Amok levels, the Humiliscate, and the Roller Brawl sections really twist up the gameplay and stop the game from becoming boring. Crash games definitely need more than just running through levels doing the same thing. You can also play as Cortex with Crash giving you a new array of moves for unlocking new places and combat. Though platforming is much more difficult with Cortex weighing you down. You can also play as just Cortex. These areas are mostly shooting enemies and making your way to the eventual end. Cortex's niece Nina is also playable for a small part of the game. Nina plays similar to Crash, but can't double jump or slide or crouch. But you can use the bionic arms to grab rings and hit faraway enemies. In the same way, these stop the games from getting old quickly. Overall, if you love the Naughty Dog games, but want a little more to the series, Crash Twinsanity is the game for you. It has a new fresh style equaled out with the familiarity of the series. The designs are new and cartoony, yet still look like the original ones, and the humor added to it makes this game one of the best in the series. This game gets a 7.5 out of 10 and so unfortunately only gets into 4th place in my top 10. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please comment and tell me what you thought of it and what you thought of Twinsanity. I respect everyone's opinions. And if you liked this review, subscribe and stay tuned for my reviews of other Crash games as well as my other videos coming soon.